Welcome to the Trailchasers podcast.
This episode is presented by Nexen Tire. We love the Rodin MTX tires, and we're super happy with the way they perform. Today's guest is probably going to be really happy too. They perform great on the road, and they're absolute beasts off-road. Go to nexentireusa.com and get a set for your rig. The show is also brought to you by Icon Vehicle Dynamics. We're super happy with the performance of the Icon systems and how they work together with the wheels and tires. And if you want to take your vehicle to the next level and just be awesome, go check out what they have for your vehicle at iconvehicledynamics.com.
Today on the show, we have Mark, a.k.a. Duty Driven from Instagram. He's our lucky winner from the Mojave Trail. He won our set of tires. Obviously, he's super stoked to get those Nexens on his Ford. And we help him through his dilemma on which size to get. And it actually becomes more complicated than I thought, because instantly it was like, dude, you go to the 37s. And, I think we ended up pushing him in the right direction. And then we get into like ping pong talk and some other crazy stuff. Like you said, Jose, where did you learn your crazy ping pong grip?
I don't know. It just came natural to me. But the biggest question of the night is, are the 2 inches, are they that important to you?
To you or your significant other? It is Tuesday at 6:30. We are live on YouTube. You may be asking yourself, Tuesday? That doesn't make any sense. As of last week, we switched to, was it last week, the first Tuesday?
It was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we've done two shows.
Did we tell anybody? I don't even think we did.
We kind of did. We switched to Tuesdays because Jose's drag dance competition training.
We get together on Mondays now. And
they get together Monday nights, and it makes it harder for him to show up in drag.
And why is that, Jose?
I just don't want to make you guys jealous.
Yeah,
of my attire.
It's that he was just saying it was harder for you to
the walking. Though he's still learning how to do the walking.
Oh, okay.
So on that note, we have a special guest tonight. We have one of our favorite people in the world. Mark Fuentes, you know him as Duty Driven on Instagram. Mark has been a longtime listener to the show and has been on how many events? How many trips have you been on with us?
3. So
Winter Expedition, Kessel Run, Mojave. Was Winter Expedition last year the first one?
No, we did the LGE route.
The LGE one.
4.
Okay, yeah, I guess that counts too.
And I feel like there was
a weekend one.
Yeah, I feel like there was another one in there. So we've been wheeling with Mark a bunch.
Didn't you help Jose move or something too?
Mark's rig is a giant F7500 with.
It had a special designation, like a F350S or something.
F251.
F251. Yes,
it's So he wheels a full size with a nice lightener rack, and it's very very well equipped. And he was on the Mojave trip with us last May. And as part of the rally, I think we talked about this a little bit at the time. We did a raffle at the Saturday night bar around the campfire.
Yep.
And we raffled off a ton of stuff from a ton of great
partners.
Yeah. It was at least like $30,000, $40,000 worth of stuff.
32 to 37. Yeah.
Okay.
So the very last thing we raffled off was a gift certificate for a full set of Nexen tires of your type and choice. And we got down. There was a bunch of people that had won a bunch of stuff. I remember like a couple people had won like 3 things, 4 things, and you're like, all right, that person's out, and that person's out. And I'm pretty sure Mark was sitting there doing the math himself. And it got down to the end, and there were only a handful of people left. And Mark won the raffle for the Nexen tires, and we could not be happier about it. It was well deserved, man. So since then, we've met up with you a couple times since then, but we haven't really talked about this tire situation. So are you? Well,
That brings up the dilemma.
yeah.
Is why you're on tonight.
So here we got an email from Mark last week. Prior to the show, and I didn't catch it prior to the show to be able to talk about it. So we're going to go through Mark's email, explain his dilemma, and then we'll work. We'll help Mark make the worst decision possible. I think that's what our job is tonight. Is just to find a way.
That's my assumption. Whenever anybody asks my opinion, I'm assuming that you want you want to do the opposite.
It's
right?
like
You want to know like good and bad.
No. This is here's the thing. If I'm going to ask someone for advice and deep down I don't want to do it, I'm not going to ask Matt.
I asked the person I want to agree with me.
I'm going to ask somebody else and I'm going to say, do you really think this is a good idea? And they're going to say no. And I'm going to go, yeah, you're probably right. When I know it's stupid, but I want someone to agree with me,
you come to me.
I'm going to come to you guys, man.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is a horrible idea. Who will support it?
That makes 100% sense. I agree with you.
Okay, so here we go. Mark says, first off, thank you guys about having this. He says for allowing him to have this dilemma. I got to tell you, trying to make the final decision on the route to go with these Nexen tires, 35s versus 37s, has been pretty much the only thing on my mind since the Mojave trip. My difficulties in deciding can pretty much be summarized in trying to make the most of the offer, as well as trying to be reasonable and make this financially responsible decision. There's so much more involved when considering new tires than I ever knew. I've been going back and forth so much, even used a spreadsheet. Yes! That both my dad and Abby have told me they would no longer care what happens. They're over it. They just want me to make a decision. Shut up about it. Oh, that is amazing. Now, one thing I very recently realized is that COVID might actually be the one thing that gets me to make this final decision due to the parts and shortages and whatnot, which is true. The inventory's down. So I've made a ranking of first choices and backups just in case there's availability issues. So here it is, different from
then that's an elaborate list.
Mm-hmm.
Like
so number one, he's looking at all of these are Roadian MTXs.
Like 10 choices.
Yeah. So number one is a set of 35 1250 R17s. Number two, 37 1250 R17s. Number three is 305 70 R18. Number four is a 315/70 R17, and number five is a 35 by 12.5 R18. If you guys have have any thoughts on the pros and cons of 35s versus 37s that you think I should know about, I'd love to hear them. If not, Cody, when you have the opportunity in your busy schedule, can you check with Nexen to see what they have available? I'm hoping to have some new shoes to show off for the next trip, whenever that ends up being. So we're going, Mark. We're going with the MTXs for sure. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Good choice. So I'm looking here. I don't know the equivalent, the 305 and 315. I'm sure that's somewhere around a 35 and a 37. Is that right?
So I got the Nexen sheet printed out. So the reason with the 315/70s and the 305/70s, those are the closest alternative.
Yeah.
Of using the metric sizing versus 35s.
Okay.
There is some slight size differences, but it's the closest I could find as an alternative.
Okay.
So I have the 315s.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
70s, 17s.
So let me ask, what size are the stock tires on your truck right now?
So on the truck, it's a 275/70 R18.
So 32.
So just about 33s.
33s.
33. So they're skipped leg day on that truck.
But they're probably like E-rated, heavy sidewall.
Oh, yeah, they're full on E-rated. I think they've got a I think a 4,000 pound load rating, 4 to 5,000 pound load rating on it.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. On those 33-inch tires in your truck, is there been anything that you've wanted to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
I'd say no.
Okay.
Aside from not get stuck behind,
And never.
He's also not been able to keep up with the Frontier, but
that's a different.
I don't know if that's
a
tire.
that's a
related.
different vehicle. Yeah, that has nothing to do with the tires. That's the that's a different.
It's like trying to run down the Millennium Falcon, on the Kessel Run.
I was close at one point.
Yes.
You cut me off. You said sorry over the radio.
At the beginning? You mean when we started?
Well, it's funny. Just the other day on Instagram, he posted a video from Mojave.
I saw that.
Where,
that was good.
where I remember I had switched out into the passenger seat and Tammy was driving, and then Mark just takes off while we're parked, and I jump on the radio. I'm like, no, this is not happening. I do not want this to happen. And Mark took the lead for a while, and I'm like, babe, go. Okay, so the 33s have served you well to this point.
Yeah, I'd just say with the 33s, it is stiff as heck. It is really stiff, especially with them being an 18-inch wheel. So there's not a whole lot of sidewall on those things.
Okay. All right. So now are
you talking about getting new wheels too?
That's the next question. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like another dilemma. I was like, so my goal after this, whole conversation is to have a definitive answer so I can go place an order for new wheels. There's a whole debate with that too. I want to go to at least a 17 because 17, you have the choice of doing a 35 or a 37. If you do 18s, it's only a 35 for Nexen tires.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so the stock wheels are 16s?
They're 18s.
Oh, 18s. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. The Rhodians are F rated, so that's their sidewall rating.
Yeah.
So they're going to be even a little stiffer than.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he has more sidewall,
if he
wider footprint, if he gets a wider set,
and the tread pattern is a softer compound, I would think than the Super Duty stock wheels. I mean tires.
That I don't know.
No, I don't. Yeah. Look, we're making up things at this point.
Right off the bat,
that's what we do.
Right off the bat, though, I would go 17 because you have bigger options. You can go either 35 or 37.
Okay, so the next, so wheels are on the table. So you're getting wheels.
Do you have a list of wheels?
I do.
Oh man,
no.
Let's see that.
Steel
About
or aluminum?
2 weeks ago, I don't have them yet. 2 weeks ago, I put some feelers out over on Instagram to see if the outside had the same feelings I did about certain wheels. They did. So I've got it narrowed down to 3.
What are the 3?
So they're all Raceline wheels. I've got the Raceline Defenders, Raceline Rock Crushers. Seems like a simple kind of steely style wheel. Actually, there's one. That's also a question too. Steel versus alloy, because after I think Daniel had his 2 flats, and we just pounded that wheel back.
That made me a believer, dude.
I'm a believer in steel wheels.
That made me a believer this past trip. I've been looking for those steel wheels, but nobody has them in stock.
Really?
Walmart doesn't have them in stock.
Yeah, so I found one company called Kragar. I guess they do a lot of muscle cars and drag cars.
They've been around a long time.
Never heard of them.
Krager wheels, dude.
Yeah,
remember back in high school,
that was
dude,
it,
you
man.
could get a set of Kragers, yeah, for sure. And
You were
they even
set.
sold them at Pet Boys, and you're like, yeah.
Kragers and center lines,
Yep.
dude. Center lines were that
Yep.
was where it was at too.
Yeah, so I found one wheel dealership or wheel dealer that has it in stock online for a 17x9 with a 0 offset, which kind of works because for 37s a fit on a stock Super Duty or even just with a level has to be at least a minimum of like a 0 offset wheel. So
You found your
So
winner.
you found you found it.
So you found it.
It's 37.
37
steel wheels.
Steel
Well,
wheels.
but he made the comment that
Boom.
you still need the leveling kit.
Thanks for coming on, Mark.
That was a great
We
combo.
did it.
Yeah.
So you
Got
need
you, man.
so to get 37s, do you have to do any suspension upgrades?
yes, at least a level. And it's kind of the same thing with a 35. 35 a level is recommended.
Okay, so
Look,
you've got to do the leveling kit regardless.
So that's
You know what
so that's part of the list. I've got a list of things that would have to happen regardless doing 35s or 37s. So one would be 2.5-inch or 2-inch leveling kit, get some wheel fenders, and then for the Ford, or at least for the Super Duty, to reset or recalibrate the speedometer. There's a mod you have to get for a Hypertech because it can only go up to a 34.5.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, you don't. It does. That doesn't matter.
Look, Waze tells you how fast you're going.
Good enough.
That's my new speedometer.
Good enough.
I shit you not.
Is that what you guys use to, like, with you guys upsize tires? Is you just let the speedometer and forget it?
Yeah, so it says it makes it so I could legitimately tell the doctor, the police officer that
You don't know who pulls them over.
I could tell the police
You don't know where
officer
he's driving.
I was only doing 65. That's what my speedometer says. What do you want me to do, man? Yeah, no.
I was also going to say, you know what you could do? You could just be a man, throw some 37s on there, do whatever level kit you want, and let the tires adjust the fenders themselves. 'Cause that's what I found works great. Then you know where you need to make your mods, and you just take a little shit. Had I known there was a brass hammer, I could have used that to modify my fenders.
Yes, I missed the brass hammer.
Yeah.
The Speedo mod, dude, nobody does that. Nobody, I have never calibrated the speedometer on any vehicle I've ever had, and I've had 48 of them.
Okay, well, that just saved me some money.
Absolutely. Look, you got to have your priorities in order.
Dude, seriously, on my truck if the speedometer says I'm doing 75, I'm doing 80. It's about a 5 mile an hour.
That's how it is on mine.
It's about a 5 mile an hour.
Wait a minute, I'm actually doing 90?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
It's about a 5 mile an hour delta. But in all honesty, when you're on Waze, there's a speedometer there. You throw that Waze up on the dashboard, and that's what I use. It's about a 5 mile an hour difference. It's not enough for me. It's not enough to go, oh man, I'm really worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, think about the trade-in value. I mean, for every mile,
it would read lower mileage.
For every mile that you drive, for every hour that you drive, you're driving your speedometer.
You're going back in time.
Your speedometer's recording 5 less miles than the actual miles
It's
that
like
you drove.
a flux capacitor scenario there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. It's good
This
to
thing's
know.
nuclear?
1.21 gigawatts.
Every time. I don't know how. Let's scratch that mod off. You don't need that speedometer.
So it sounds like you're going to need a Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
Are we going to just keep going?
Yes, you guys are just going to keep going. So what is the price difference between a 35 and a 37?
Well, nothing, because getting them from Nexon.
Oh, that's right. The price.
I was like, are you serious?
Well, I'm trying to be analytical about this.
Were we talking about the mod or something? Like the things he has to do to put 37s?
So we've scrapped the speedometer mod.
I think you're going 37s.
We
and
scrapped
it's just
the
whatever we got to
speedometer mod.
figure out to do the
37 steel
37s.
wheels.
Well,
Yes.
that the price does kind of come into account because with 37s, heavier wheel,
Yeah, fuel.
and my gas mileage is going to tank.
Oh no! Look, we don't talk about that.
We don't say the words gas mileage on this show.
But that's where it goes into trying to make the responsible and reasonable decision.
You're
versus
driving the wrong truck,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. Two things we don't talk about on this show: metric system, gas mileage,
and responsibility.
and responsibility.
Dang,
Three
Bernie.
things.
Okay, so what is your commute to work every day?
Right now, it's about 20 minutes.
I
on the
hate
street,
you.
going to the track. That's the longest.
I'm sorry, I don't
but
really.
That's the longest?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Your commute? You're worried about a 20-minute commute for gas mileage.
So what's that? 10 miles?
Oh my
Yeah, about
god!
10 miles. So the thing is, I got an email a couple days ago with a job offer for I'd be going to downtown LA.
Oh, God.
Well, you tell them if you want me to come and
sell
do
that
this.
Ford right now.
dude,
No,
yeah.
no. If you do, you say this is the negotiation process, bro. You say I really appreciate the offer. The more I look at it, I think for me to be able to make this kind of a move for my family to make it make sense. I don't think the number that you've presented is exactly where I need to be right now. Is there any way you could go back to your team, take a look at it, see what other opportunities there are to maybe bump that number up for me, and then let's sit back and talk next week?
Is that what I had to say to you?
Oh, yeah. That's all you had to say.
I'm writing that down. Can you start seeing that?
The first offer is never the last offer. I'm telling you. It's never the best offer either. That's... I tell a story about
He took it.
yeah, 100%.
He took the first one.
100%. The I go back to early 2005-ish. My contract with IBM had ended, and I was just doing side jobs. I was working
Corners.
working on the corner.
What kind of jobs?
All
Side
HVAC.
jobs, Jose. Side
All
jobs.
What's a side
HVAC.
job?
I went back to helping my buddies.
If you don't know what a side job is, you can't afford it.
I went back to helping my buddies install HVAC systems, just on the side. And I got a call with this job offer, and they were like, "Hey, we want to offer you this." And I'm sitting there in the kitchen, it's with my ex, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. That sounds fantastic." However, the more I think about it, the responsibilities of this job and blah 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 blah, and I know, is there any way we can go back and revisit this? And this, okay, great. Let's circle back after the weekend. Thank you so much. And I hang up. And she was like, "What the hell did you just do? You got a job offer. You don't have a job right now." I was I've got plenty of income. I'm working fine. They came back with a higher offer. I mean, that's the first offer is never the best offer.
That's when you tell them, I have an offer from Apple.
Yeah.
That's the only other computer company I know. He said IBM. I said Apple.
So right now you're looking at a 10-mile commute, but the possibility is
Would be about a 45-minute commute to an hour.
Okay.
Traffic.
So we're looking at how many miles? What miles wise?
25, I think.
25 miles.
At a minimum, unless I have to go down to South Bay, which
Oh my God. Let me tell you about South Bay.
Matt's been driving down the South Bay for
6 months now. I haven't killed anybody, and I haven't committed suicide. So, kudos to me.
I hate the 91.
What would you have to go to South Bay for?
there's a couple of parks and rec facilities down there. So the position that I've been offered would be for a park ranger position.
Oh.
I'm going to mess up some parks.
Only you.
What park is that? There's one right by the hospital that I'm working at?
Well, they've got down there.
It's off of PCH.
Harbor Regional or something like that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say we could be like lunch buddies and stuff, just like Cody and Jose here. They go to lunch all the time.
We
They're
never even go to lunch.
Yeah,
Roll up on my
he's like
horse.
at lunch when I realize he's gone. And every time I ask him to go to lunch, he's like, "Well, I got to be back here."
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay, so right now, do you know what your current MPG is in the with the 33s?
8.
Why are we doing? Nobody
for the
cares
city,
about this.
It's anywhere from, if I'm running 87, it'd be about 9.5 to 11.
Okay, we're gonna call it.
Say 10.
Let's
10.
Go 10. Just go 10.
So
Wait, dude, this shouldn't even be a consideration. It's bad no matter what.
Yeah, it's
well,
bad.
that's kind of where I was just.
Bro.
You've just done enough right there. It doesn't matter.
So you're going to go from
MPGs are
10
not-
to 8. I mean, like it's
Yeah, I mean, you're effed either way.
Buy a Corolla,
Yeah,
and
dude.
the money you would save in your commute would pay for that Corolla.
yeah. How much was that module we just kicked out of this? Because can you afford a commuter car with that?
No.
Okay.
Unless I pick it up from the track, and those are junkyard cars. And I spend more money trying to fix it up.
a bunch of Fords there?
Actually, mostly Nissans
dude,
and Acuras.
I calculated how much I spend on gas a month, and let's just say I could have a very nice car.
Dude, I've told you that.
For what
I have told you that. When you complain about a new car, I've told you that. Between what you spend to keep the Land Cruiser running and your gas, you could buy the nicest Gladiator. So let's assume that you get 10 right now, and you drop a mile per gallon for each size tire, right? I
don't even know why are you even calculating this, dude?
Well, I'm just like, it's not, the delta isn't going to be for what it's not like he's going from 25 miles to the gallon to 10. You know what I mean?
It's
right. That's why we're saying there's no point to even.
It's a 2% difference. It's
a
2% difference. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we might want to consider, because on the truck it already has a 430 rear end. Most F-250s from the factory have either a 355 or 373. Those are at 30, and they go down to a 430 when they get 37s. So in a sense, the truck's kind of already set up for it, gear ratio wise. And one thought I had, it might help the MPG, get a bit more distance per rotation.
How far away is Abby's commute?
It's about 25 minutes.
Okay,
it's 11 miles.
Well, there you go. You put the 37s on, let her drive during the week. She drives your truck during the week. What does she drive?
Camry.
Yeah, you drive the Camry in LA every day. She drives the truck during the week. You put the 37s on. You're not really losing.
You're also not looking cool at all, ever.
Yeah. Which
so just so you know.
Welcome to my life.
But she will be looking really cool,
Exactly.
cruising around work in that Super Duty with 37s on it.
Sometimes it costs to look cool. And it costs you some MPGs. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
just go with the 37s.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
What is your leveling kit, or what are those? How much are we talking there? And what are the options?
The cheapest and most immediate would be about $800. That's using a spacer lift.
Okay, which is probably all you need. Yeah. Which is probably all you need for that.
But what I would like to do, I know BDS has a leveling suspension kit replacement, and then Carly has their kit, but that's a couple.
Carly is like $10,000, right?
Yeah, that's
well, with current lead times and demand, yeah, they're pretty pricey. But in terms of doing Kessel Run and getting in front of Matt, that's might be the way you need to go. Either that or a set of icons.
Yeah, the new Frontier comes out like in a month or two. That would probably be the way to go if you want to get in front of me. And still, good luck.
TFL online, the YouTube channel, they did a F-250 37s with Carly.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It was cool. It was a cool truck. They put a 4-wheel camper on the back.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
wow.
It was like a giant, just go everywhere
Mark kind of has like that full camper setup already. Like,
dude, his setup's that
it's legit.
When we were changing Daniel's tires, and he busted out that twin air compressor and like that retractable arrow.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, dude.
He was ready. He was ready for anything.
Yeah, it's a cool setup, dude. I'm jealous.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. So here's the argument I'm gonna make.
God, you were focused. Whatever it is you're doing the last minute and a half.
Out.
This has got to be good. Oh my God, he's on another computer.
Listen. I'm doing math.
Oh my God.
So Jose, Jose's a mathematician.
No, I'm not.
So he's a trained mathematician.
Pressure's on. Pressure's on.
Okay. So on this random tire shop here, they're listing the Roadian MTXs for $340 a piece.
He's getting them for free, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't go back to the cost of the tires, did you?
So for $340 a piece,
You're number one.
set of 5, $1,700.
Yep.
Someone just opened Jose's fridge. $1,700. What is the delta in gas mileage between the 33s to the 37s, and how much would he?
It doesn't even matter.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
He's saving $1,700, so losing a couple miles per gallon over the lifetime of those tires,
That's going to buy you at least a year.
Yeah.
But what about when he wins the lotto, like a month after he puts the tires on? Then what?
I'm saying I'm trying to justify this for him. You're getting $1,700 worth of tires for free. Take that $1,700, amortize it over the lifespan of those tires as you're driving. How many miles per gallon? Amortize it. How much
that word up?
No.
Okay.
Is that a euphemism?
It is not.
Is that a euphemism?
How many extra gallons of gas would you take? I mean, what's an average gallon of gas is
450 right now.
Divided by we'll say
God.
4 equals that's an extra 425 gallons of gas before you exceed the free money you just got.
Yeah, that wouldn't take too long.
What was that?
Yeah, it's not.
That was like an algebraic equation right there.
At 38 gallons of fill up.
Well, 425 gallons just in the Delta, not in the light, not in his normal drive.
That's what I'm saying, though. At 38 gallons of fill up,
I have a question.
12.
This is a legitimate question. If you get this job and you're going down to South Bay, can I just hitch up my truck to the back of yours and you could tow me down to South Bay so I can actually save real gas money? You wouldn't even notice it. You would not even notice it.
That potentially, because, as far as noticing weight, whatnot, when I throw the tent and the rack and everything on there, I honestly don't see any difference as far as gas mileage and whatnot. So it doesn't really notice it. That's why, tipping the scales more towards 37s, that aspect.
Absolutely. This is, again, we're okay, how about again, the most important thing is capability, 35s, 37s. I'll tell you right now, going from my stock tires to 33s, world of difference. Whether I'm crawling over whatever rocks I can crawl over, certainly bombing across the desert, is a huge difference. Ride quality, again, when you're aired down, the bigger tires, because, again, your surface area and what have you.
More, yeah.
So performance alone, 37s. Look factor, you're as cool as your truck is, and you were saying like missing leg day. That is the issue with your truck is like little tiny skinny wheels, big giant truck. My biggest complaint when I used to have my Silverado. It was a 2007. That was the first year of that kind of modern style. You guys remember there was the classic Silverado with like the wedge headlights, and then they came out with the new style. And the first few months, I kept seeing them on these little tiny tires and kind of the swole bed. And I was like, God, that truck looks so cool, but those tires are retarded. and then they came out with the 20-inch rims and the wider tires. It was like game changer, night and day. So it's going to do the same thing with your truck. You put the 37s on there, it's going to look awesome. And capability. So gas mileage, your speedometer, all these other things are irrelevant. As soon as you put those tires on, you're not going to think twice about anything else other than how much cooler your truck is.
That's true.
I know
that
it's
definitely
true.
made my number one for the pros list for having 37.
Oh, there's a negative list.
I've got a full pros cons for 35.
I think Mark is my long lost son. I absolutely love the approach that he's taken with the spreadsheets and the pros and cons and the analysis. You've done me proud.
Just don't make you call you daddy.
You've made me proud.
So for 35s, as far as a pro, better for a daily driver as far as who I've talked to and whatnot. Lighter weight, so potentially MPGs, but we've thrown that out the window. Better final drive ratio, so you're going to get more torque and a more sense of power with it. So that is one of the considerations I've had, is kind of a sense of loss of power driving the truck and off the line.
You have a
Super Duty,
tent,
not a Camaro.
and you have a tent on the back of that thing. Like, what are you're worried about off the line performance?
My quarter mile time is going to decrease. Come on, man. It's a Super Duty with 68,000 pounds of shit in the back.
You know, I'm a guy. I like power. I like to, grunt every now and then.
You should have bought a Frontier.
So with 35s, I can fit the spare in the stock location. That's
pretty big. That's
all
pretty big.
right.
Yeah, that was a definite con. So the 37, you'd have to bed mount
That's the
tire.
first real con to 37s I've heard.
Yeah. So and then one.
But don't you have a tire changer on the back of that thing anyhow? So you just leave the rim, put the rim in the stock thing. I don't know. You can figure that out, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'll put that down. I'm writing that down. Right
Nah, that's a huge, because from carrying my spare in the back of my inside in the back, all that time, it sucks, dude.
Yeah, it is I had to do it in the Toyota.
Yeah.
And it was the minute the deck system and then the spare tire, I couldn't carry shit. It was, you know what I mean?
I mean, I get it. He has a 6-foot bed, but still, like, you have to make sure it's secured, like, properly every time you go out. It sucks.
So one thing I did do, as far as the back, they have they call it L-track or T-track. It's what they use on jumbo jets to secure load. So it's a like slotted system.
Yep.
So I installed that into the back. So I've got mounting points galore as far as mounting the tire. Plus, it kind of opens up the possibility of doing a chase rack. But
all right, we're back at 37s then.
So, it's again, I'm trying to think in terms of the long haul. Jose was right at the beginning as far as like, free things aren't free because you're going to spend money somewhere else down the line.
100%.
But again, it's trying to talk to you guys to figure out, buy right versus buy twice.
Well, I was just going to go down that path. Like, long term, if this was not your daily commuter and you had another vehicle, or if you sit back and you think about what your truck is going to look like someday and what you're going to be able to do with it someday.
37s are in that picture.
I'm going to make the assumption that 37s are in that picture, right?
Yeah,
you have an
I don't know how far down the line that is.
Well, how far down the line is today.
But I agree with Casey. You're going to wish you had 37s like 2 weeks after you put the 35s on.
Yeah, I honestly believe if you are even considering 37s, the cons, the only con is the spare tire. That at this point,
and you're on Nexons. When are you going to need a spare tire anyhow?
True, very true.
That is true.
I've never rotated my tire. Rotated.
It's like, if you're going to do it, dude, just do it.
Yeah, because the cost of going 35 to 37 it's the same cost.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say 5 years from now and you got to replace these tires, you're not saving any money by having 35s. It's going to be the same amount to replace a set of 37s down the road than it would be 35s.
Because even if you got 35s, you said you still have to get the leveling kit, right?
Yeah.
It'd be ideal. Yeah. It's what's recommended. You could do it stock, but from what I've read, that's what's recommended. So you're
already getting that. I mean, you said you have to buy fenders if you buy 37s?
Yeah, because it'll stick 2.5 inches out from the outside the fenders.
Oh, so you don't have to buy fenders.
Yeah. Nick, take that off the list.
Take that off the list. I thought they were going to rub or something. So the fenders is just trying to be...
The 37s will require trimming. That's one of the cons.
I got a brass hammer, dude. Yeah, that I don't think you need to do, dude. You don't need new fenders, bro.
Not out in the Vale. I'll tell you that right now. You come out to the IE, you could drive around all day long with no fenders. If they pulled over everybody that had fenders, nobody would ever get anywhere in the IE.
Are you moving? Is that part of your plan? Are you moving out to the IE eventually? Because then
I don't know.
You better come on out with the 37s. Just get it over with.
How much fender trimming and chopping was required?
About half an inch.
Oh,
but
I don't think
it doesn't sound much, but it's off of each corner up front. It's like 3 different panels. you have to cut half inch.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't
Dude, I have
remember.
sawzalls, I have a grinder with
snips.
cutting wheels, I got snips. We could do it.
Casey has cut a whole Jeep in half and put it back together. Trust me, we got this.
I don't remember if the TFL guys they did any trimming on their F-250.
I think partly because they got the 4.5 inch system.
Oh,
not
okay.
just the leveling kit.
Okay, that's true. That is true.
How much more is the 4.5 inch system?
Probably another $2,000.
What's your credit card rating and how much credit do you have?
Do you want me to place the
my
order
Social
for you
Security?
right now? Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff like this that. Ugh.
Well, he could just go get some stock Nexon all-terrains and then just swap them straight out.
Yeah, what's the fun in that?
Exactly. You got to spend money to have fun.
Yeah, like either way, like I want to go 35s or 37s. Either way is going to be improvement from what I already have.
True.
It's just which, do I make the huge investment and go 37 straight away, or do I kind of work my way up to it because I'm going to be?
I'll tell you,
I don't make much.
If you got the 37s, I don't want to say I won't talk trash about your truck anymore, but I will say I'll be less likely to.
But you said huge investment. The investment you're about to make is the same regardless of the size of tires you get.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, it's pretty close. My whole thing was like, all right, working with it on like a day-to-day basis, and the day-to-day running costs. Because there is potential more wear on components and other parts that may need replacing, sooner down the road by running 37s
Again.
versus running. So I'm a huge overthinker. So
Really, that hasn't come through at all yet, Mark. That hasn't come through at all. Look,
Think with your head, not your head.
yeah, you have a Super Duty pickup.
Yeah, bro.
You've seen what I've done with my Ranger on 33s, and it hasn't fallen apart. Your Super Duty on 37s isn't even going to know that they're there. Like, there's no components, and somebody in the chat room that's smarter than me, there's no components that
Everything's going to wear out no matter what, dude.
Well,
a stock car.
Yeah, and maybe there's an argument to be had that between the difference between a stock tire and a 37, yes, you're going to have additional wear. But there is no argument that the 37s versus the 35 is going to make anything wear any faster.
Yeah.
The only way to eliminate that as a factor is just to put stock back
just
on.
Buy
That's it.
MTXs that are the same.
Yeah.
Even then.
Don't put the leveling kit on. Replace it with some stock tires, stock size tires.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way to ensure ride quality and longevity and miles per gallon and all that stuff. If you're,
Because we can make the same argument for all the stuff that you put in the back.
yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
that is true.
The minute you put the lightener rack and the tent and all the stuff, you've
The garage.
You've guaranteed failure. No, I'm just kidding. You're that's going to be more additional wear than the difference between 35 and 37 inch tires. That the difference in weight and rotating velocity and all that stuff between a 35 and a 37, that's not a factor. Between stock and
it's marginal at that point.
But I'm just saying, between stock and 37, yes, I would say there's an argument for that case. But if you're going to upgrade to either 35s or 37s, don't think that either of those tires is going to have any significant benefit from a longevity or component wear or any of that kind of stuff. They're going to be the same.
But if that was his priority, he wouldn't have done anything to the truck.
Exactly. If you're ultimately concerned about making sure your truck does not break down and last as long as possible, keep it parked in the driveway and only put stock tires on it. That makes sense.
This is where Matt makes a Nissan joke.
No, I was just going to say, and you don't take a job in LA where you're gonna beat the hell out of it.
Motorcycle. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle? I would say get a $3,000 bike and commute to work in LA.
Adam says, "What would Kevin Jones do?" He would go 37. Bro.
He would.
He went 37.
So I did have a pretty extensive conversation with Mr. Jones.
And what was his input?
He was like, I've never heard anyone say, I wish I had smaller tires.
There you go.
That's funny.
Yeah, the only reason why 37s are the choice because they don't have 40.
Yeah, exactly. The MTX does not come in a 40.
Well, there you go. Do you have a firefighter / race car driver telling you?
And a sexy one at that, by the way.
Yeah, dude, you're like all over him, dude.
Man.
You kind of made it kind of weird.
$20 is $20.
Between him and Casey, it was like, where do I got to go to get how far away can I get from this?
Yeah, I think the general consensus here is 37s.
I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear, Mark, but
I'm certain it's not what you wanted to hear, but you should have known better.
It's funny, because everything on paper, as far as itemized and whatnot, says, all right, the reasonable decision is to go 35s, at least from talking to Abby, talking to my parents and everything. Because again, as of current, point, I don't make a whole bunch of money. Haven't landed that big boy job yet. But
neither have we.
In terms of
still working on it.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
I'm 47 years old, man. I'll let you know when I get there.
But as far as that goes, in terms of ride and doing off-road stuff and going camping and everything, 35s it's the clear choice. But
is it?
Especially in the last year and a half, how frequently we've done that. As far as day-to-day percentage-wise, 95% of the time we're at home on the freeway.
Yeah.
So that's where my hesitation
He's
is.
going to buy 35s.
All right. No. You're sitting in traffic on the freeway doing 15 miles an hour. Like,
there ain't no wear and tear on those components.
Exactly. It's again.
Well,
I'll make that argument. I don't think the wear and tear difference is an argument.
Yeah, and as long as the 30...
it's a financial decision on the alteration of your vehicle. If you just don't want to cut up your truck, cool, 35s. If you can't afford the kit that you want to get it onto the 37s, cool, 35s. If this is not a financial, like, it's going to hurt you or push you into a decision you don't really want to make.
All your money just so you can put 37s on.
If that's the case, that's the argument for 35s, because it's a financial at the moment. It's not going to put you into hardship. If you can afford whatever it is and you're willing to do the trimming for what you can afford lift wise, then you go 37s easily. Any other argument for or against is irrelevant to me. Bigger's always better.
Yeah,
always.
100%.
If I had to trim, I wouldn't do it.
No.
So that's again right there done. Like it's an easy decision.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because, dude, it's not worth it for me to cut up my truck just for 37s. I would save up. See, but then again, it's like you would save up for that 4-inch lift, right? And then you got to buy a whole set of tires, though.
And then
yeah, exactly.
And then when you go a 4-inch lift, now you're having additional alterations to the steering angles and
geometry.
All.
That I don't give a shit about. But
and the pro that I would make for 35s is that one of the first questions I asked you is, has there ever been a situation that you couldn't do what you wanted to do on 33s? So going to 35s, I guarantee you're already 2 inches bigger than the three of us in more ways than one.
Well, how do you know?
Because he's 6'2" or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you're already 2 inches bigger than the three. So you're not going to be, it's not like you're going to put 35s on there and go, damn it, I can't go wheeling anymore. I can't keep up. No, you're going to be fine on 35s. That to me, it comes down to.
All right, I'm back on 35s.
No. To me, it comes down to the investment that needs to be made now.
Yep.
Compared to what you're willing and capable of spending. If the investment now for 35s is a 2-inch puck lift and a set of wheels and that's it, 35s is great. If the investment is, but if that's, I'm going to throw out a number, $2,000, and the same $2,000 will get you everything you need to put the 37s on, then I'm going to say go 37s.
If it were same, I'd do it.
If the ultimate, so one of the things we just talked about is there an additional investment for the spare tire carrier now because he can't put it in the stock wheel well?
See,
so that would be a factor. What is the overall initial investment for 35s and the overall initial investment for 37s, and then make your decision based on that. I don't think you will be disappointed if you go 35s.
I agree.
But I don't think you'll be disappointed if you go 37s either. I think bigger, to Matt's point, bigger is better, as long as it doesn't put you in a financial decision or a financial position that's like, you know what, I probably shouldn't have spent that.
Yeah, and as right now, I don't think it will.
Okay.
Especially with as far as my current spending, whatnot, we're pretty frugal, and that's why I get to kind of have this dilemma. But I want to again make the right decision about it. So as far as that, in terms of next in availability, how should we rank this as far as first choice, second choice?
Oh shit! I don't.
35s?
The last.
See, because sorry to cut you off, dude, but I was just saying if I go 35s, that means I can spend a little bit more money other than a puck lift for the kit, right? I can buy like a actual suspension system, like a nicer suspension system, like lift. I can buy an actual like coilover instead of just a spacer lift. The money saving from going to 37s.
I don't know. I think it depends on what that money savings is. If the 37s require
well, if you got to buy fenders or
we already nixed the fenders.
we nixed the fenders.
We nixed the fenders. We already saved the money on the fenders and the speedometer mod,
speedo calibration.
Yeah, I think
you can go down the rabbit hole. You can go so many different ways, but at the end of the day, dude, you got to do what makes sense to you.
It's not like you can't go to 37s later if you went to 35s now.
That is
and that's
true.
where I go into like having to choose like a 17-inch wheel. One, because I get a little bit more sidewall with going down in wheel size, and then it opens up tire options. That way I only have to buy one set of wheels from the get-go.
Yeah.
I think just going to the MTXs period will be.
I mean, you're winning. You're winning already.
Yeah,
you got
significant improvement. Four-wheeling, just the traction and
even so going back when you had before you got the lift, you just put the stock size tire MTX.
Yeah.
And
that was well, you know what, I guess that so I got to go through the incremental improvement, and had I had the ability right out the gate to go to 33s, I guess I wouldn't have experienced that gradual and see that the growth or the improvement. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, dude, you go to the bigger tires, man. I'm thinking about 35s now. Like, can I put 35s on my truck now? I've already started looking into a little puck lift just to get a little more space so I could do 35s.
There's a couple Rangers. Lauren Healy has the Fun Haver or whatever. The Ranger
LGE has their
35s, the Ranger on 35s, and I'm like, dag, blurn it. I want it. I
don't know who makes a cool long travel kit for the Ranger.
I don't have a problem cutting fenders at all. So anyhow, we were discussing, if you did do the 35s, you would still see I think
it's a win either way.
Significant performance off road. It's gonna be a game changer for you there. But again, I'm still a proponent. So again, this is coming from me.
Damn it, I'm back on the 37s.
I'm back. When you think about the difference when you're just going down a trail and having the bigger tire and going over and this I know extensively too is four-wheeling on stock side, just stock wheel or stock tires. And every bump and the things, and then you level up, you get that bigger tire, and you're going. I distinctly remember specific trails going, I can't believe how much easier and smoother it is to go over this terrain with these bigger wheels. It's going
to help your breakover angle too with the 37s. I mean, even if you went, the 35s are going to help just because your truck is so long. Mm-hmm. The 35s
and that's one of the big things I was like thinking about too, because I'd hate to get that thing high centered, especially if the gas tank sits below the frame. I'd hate to get that thing caught up on something.
See what you're doing there. You're already
convincing yourself.
So send me a text message and tell me which decision you want us to make for you, so that you can right now, so that you can play it for your fiance later and be like, yeah, the guys all suggest we'll take the hit for this one. Yeah, just tell me what you
say is like, hey, that's all the Nixon had available. There it is.
That is going to be a factor. I will like. I asked. I met with Paul a couple weeks ago for lunch, and we were talking about that, and he's like, every day they're checking inventory, and it's
big timer.
Yeah. Did you have lunch with
Yeah.
one of the Rockefellers or a Kardashian or something? Were they there?
But
Kardashians. Why do I always bring them up?
nobody who cares
them.
about
What
the
is it,
Kardashians?
2010?
Yeah,
Feels like it.
before that even.
We get the blame for
We'll
the
take the
tires
blame.
that he wants,
We'll take the
and
hit.
also
So-
it depends on what's available.
Yeah, I honestly think that's going to be a
That's
factor.
the biggest factor, right? I mean, if 37s are 8 months out and there's 35s available,
Paul, so if you're listening to this on Thursday, call me, send me a text message, tell me what's available. I'll send you an email too. The availability is going to be an issue, but where are you at right now? What are you thinking as far as
So initially, after doing research, reading forums, it was 35s as a first choice. Again, after talking to you guys and a little bit of peer pressure here, there, and getting some real world insight, it's like 37s number one, then go down to 35s as far as the second choice. And then with that, doing like 35s with a 17-inch wheel, and then if those aren't available, there's the 305s because that's the closest on a 17.
I still think you should do the 17s either way because it's just going to open you up to future options if you ever do decide to go bigger or smaller. Like if you get the 37s and they're not your jam, you go to 35s.
can you put 17s on that truck without impacting without hitting the brake caliper?
I'd have to go to a zero offset, so I'd have to push the wheel out about 1.5 inches. So
yes.
that was one of the things. So if going down to 17s, I have to push it out way further, then you get kind of stanced out and that Daytona brodozer look.
Yeah, bro dozer.
Then just get like 26-inch wheels and like a 30 series size.
Yes.
Go down home, Pep Boys, and get some more chrome too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
dude.
hit that aisle up. You
On
get the
every seam,
the little feelers.
every seam on that
Oh,
gold
yeah.
trim.
every seam.
the chrome trim.
Get the fake vents.
Oh
the
yeah,
fender.
the yes,
For the
yes.
fender.
The portals or whatever. Yeah, and then you got to have the feelers, the curb feelers. Even if you're up on 37s, you still got to make sure could be a high curb somewhere. You want to know that you're hitting those. What else they got on that aisle?
The
Underglow.
underglow.
Oh,
Your rock lights,
doesn't he already have those?
I actually did
The
my
rock
first
lights,
truck.
okay?
My first truck was a '98 Ram 1500, and went to prom, and I made sure that thing was looking good before I picked up my date. So I had underglow and everything on that.
Whoa.
Nice.
Look at this guy winning already. His first car was
know.
a Ram 1500. Mine was a 68 Volkswagen that turned off when you let off the gas.
You had to put the clutch in and keep revving it.
It was resting.
See, they had auto shut off back in the day.
Did yeah.
So what's the price delta, the investment delta between the 35s and 37s from your current calculations? I know you have that number.
Yes. How much more
I don't
for
have Delta? Is that like a
the
What's
difference?
the difference? What's the price
frat
difference?
party? I don't have
No, what's the
What's the difference?
The price
The
difference.
investment you have to do for a 35-inch tire and the difference if you went to 37s.
Let's see. Taking out fenders and the speedo.
You don't need the fenders and the speedo.
Nope.
It's honestly it's not that much. The only thing that would change would be in the leveling kit. It could be $500 to $1,000, but that's going with like the immediately available leveling kit
Yeah.
versus the one I want. But that's not too bad because the way Abby puts it is like that's money you were going to spend anyways.
It's money she was going to spend anyways that now you're spending.
It's money that was allocated for
Casey,
or is spoken for.
Kate, screw you. I don't need your comments, Casey.
I don't have the specific number.
Okay, so to me that's
Don't you got a bumper you got to finish, bro?
yeah. What Casey's got a blinky bumper in the front of his Frontier right now. It's only got one light. It's like, hey, how you doing? I think that's what it comes down to, Mark, is what is the ultimate out of pocket difference between going through 30 to 35s and 37s and then making the decision, is that is that a difference that you're willing to swallow and go from there? If I agree with Kevin, no one's ever said they wish they had smaller tires. So if you are in the position to do the 37s,
that is the decision of no regret. You will not regret 37s. How?
Yeah.
When you're on the 30, it's exactly like Kevin said. Like the only thing you're going to think is, thank God I didn't do 35s. That's what you're going to think when you're on the 37s. You're going to be sitting in traffic, looking down and on the peons below you and just going, yep, that's right. I'm rolling on 37s. Always.
There you go.
Yeah, that's logic. Bam.
I think that's our closing statement right there. I think that's the final decision.
But it is coming from me, so whether you want to do the opposite, I'd completely understand.
I definitely think 37s. I mean, like I said, I've been tossing this back and forth. Wake up one day on the left side of the bed, 35s, right side of the bed, 37s. But
dude, that never stops.
It's always a new thing.
Stop. It would have. I never would have had any doubt whatsoever. Trim the fenders, no problem.
Yeah.
Like I don't care, whatever it takes.
And you've got your fender trimmer team here, so we're ready when you are.
I work for Miller Lite now. Is what I work for. Just so you
really?
know. Yeah, we can talk about that later.
And little setback, huh? No.
No, it's still an improvement over Space Dust. Come on,
you mean over Ultra? Monkey Level Ultra.
Oh, that's not a setback. That's a step up from Ultras.
So, did we help? Probably not.
Oh, I mean, I think we definitely, got a final decision as far as ranking, but I guess it comes down to what Paul has available.
Okay, I will.
Like we said, either way, 35s, 37s is an improvement. It's
yeah,
just trying to figure
you're
out
winning either way.
What we want to go for first. Yeah.
So when we hang up, I will forward your email to Paul, listing the 3717s as number 1. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go.
Nice.
So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go the 3717s as choice number 1. Then the 31517s as choice number 2. I mean 3157017s.
No, 35.
That would be 3. The 315s are slightly smaller.
Yeah.
Oh,
35 by 1250 is number 2, and then the 31517s are number 3.
3,
and then it goes to 18s.
And then,
I just want to say, Jose speaks about like tires or bumper, like confident, like he knows everything about the craziest stuff, but it's always with confidence. Like I speak about air conditioning or something, like, but it's with everything.
I wish I can get him to talk about POs with that level of confidence.
Me too.
Okay, so number 1 is 371250 R17s. Number 2 is the 351250 R17s.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is the 3157017s. Then number 4 is the 351250 18s. And then number 5 would be the 30570 18s.
So here's a question. With those last two, would we want to switch? Because the 305 is actually, it's a little bigger than the 35.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. But you get your change off in versus height versus width. And then that brings into, your ability to float and everything. And, as far as driving on sand.
You've already said too many words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robble, robble. Robble, robble, tires, robble.
I'm sure come Thursday, there's going to be people listening to this pulling their hair out. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, you guys are all idiots.
What are you listening to us for?
At this point,
just now you discovered we're idiots.
We're 187 episodes and 1 hour in. You should have known that by now.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I
done.
I think we're in the right. We're on the right track. I'll send this off to Paul, ask him for inventory, and let me know what he's got. I want to believe that the 37s, the 35s, the larger tires might be. Well, I don't know. I was going to say they might be easier to have in stock because they're not as popular as like their normal daily driver, car tires. But I don't know.
Yeah, I was hearing there might be some availability issues for 35, so I'm hearing there's heard from a couple people that there's shortages on those.
Well, what are the other people that you're talking to? Are you talking to other podcasts?
Who are these people?
Yeah.
So my soon-to-be father-in-law, his buddies, they always used to actually race the Parker like 400 way back in the 80s and 90s. So they still go off and do all that desert, running during the fall and on the weekends, whatnot. So they're telling me that's what they've, encountered.
But do they have podcasts?
They do not. They do not. They've got a couple Budweisers and a campfire to talk around.
So it's not much different than what we do.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, Cody, let's light something on fire and start talking about stuff.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I will send this email to Paul, and we'll get the ball rolling there and find out what the availability is, and then that will help make our decisions. If he says the best he can do was a 27 750, we'll just do it. We'll put those on there and see what we'll turn into a drift truck.
Sounds good. I'll be at Formula Drift come October.
Oh, are you going to be at at Inglewood?
Yeah, I'll be working.
Irwindale?
Irwindale.
You know what I meant, dude.
I thought maybe they had a track in Inglewood.
They both start with an I, and they're on the other side of the 605.
Dude, Irwindale's like border. It's
on the 605.
Yeah.
Dude, anything on the other side of the 605 is LA. I don't care. So yeah, we're talking about trying to go out to Formula Drift as well.
Cool. I'll be there.
Okay. Well, then I will talk to Paul on your behalf and see what we can come up with, and hopefully we're having a fender trimming party here in the next couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to
it. Casey says, "Let's go to the drifts." Okay, you can't go unless you trim Mark's fenders, though. All right, man. Well, look, I appreciate the topic of the night. Again, I think, was it Matt that said this is right? There's going to be someone to listen to this on Thursday just furious at how dumb we are. But
oh yeah, I'm fully expecting it. Like, I mean, heck, the first time I came out and like went on a run with you guys don't even know how nervous I was and like how lost I was showing up. It's just, fake it till you make it. That's what I was feeling like.
We've been faking it for 186 episodes.
I'm still.
I mean,
especially with this truck. Like, I mean, I have family that have done back like off-roading, but for me, this is the first car I've been able to drive where I can go and do stuff. So a lot of the learning, as far as where I've come now, it's all been in front of you guys as far as learning how to drive off-road and tackling some obstacles.
But with that,
I apologize.
Yeah, but with that said, though, I'll say for our, on behalf of our group, it's kind of what we do. I mean, we enjoy having people. How many? Aldo, I think about that first Mojave trip. He had just bought the Toyota Tundra 2 weeks ago and didn't know how to air down tires. Didn't know what he was doing.
I don't know if we want to wind down this interview or whatever, but I feel like as far as Mojave, you've been out on trips with us. You're a listener. You're somebody that just started, just started showing up. What do you think? Like, what are these trips like for the layman, the somebody that just shows up? Because again, I think that's who we attract, are like new four-wheeler people without a lot of experience, because we're not doing crazy, mountain climbs or rock climbing. So
it's
does it
like, yeah.
What's your opinion?
That's exactly what it was. You guys are, again, like the everyday off-roader where you work your 9 to 5 throughout the week and then go have fun on the weekends, or not even every weekend. It's when you guys can get the free time to go. And that's where, 95% of the people that's their situation. That's what my situation is. And then for me, wanting to get into it, especially with how much this has blown up in the past 2 years, you guys have kind of, with the podcast and the community, really provided that kind of outlet and, an open arm to all these newcomers that want to come in and try this stuff out. That's how I'm, been, fortunate to have this opportunity and come out and drive the trail with you guys. So I'm super thankful for it, because like I wouldn't be in the position I am now, or as far as being able to be as comfortable as I am to go out and do trails, without, you guys' guidance. I mean, you guys are definitely helpful as far as, when the newcomers come along, guiding and spotting them through trails. Casey and you guys all jump in and really make sure everyone feels welcome. So I'm super thankful for that.
That's awesome,
especially
man.
when it comes into like, bringing spouses and other family members. It's just a huge family friendly environment. So that's what I'm definitely, thankful and appreciative as far as you guys, creating this community.
Except for Jose, right?
Yeah.
Like when he gets belligerent and he's out of control.
By the campfire. But
Jose's only been on one trip with us since.
Oh,
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
That's burnt. Birds. Drop the mic. But I, we talk about that a lot, about, it's a family friendly, and, none of us claim to be experts at anything in this.
I promise I have a family.
Yeah. Jose's made up family.
Yeah.
And none of us,
Family friendly environment. Jose.
Yeah.
it would require him letting them out of the basement.
True.
None of us claim to be experts or overly technically savvy or any. We're all trying to learn it. And I remember going out wheeling at the beginning, like not knowing the terms and feeling like I didn't understand. And then I come to realize none of it matters. None of it matters. I don't know. I still don't. You could say, should I go with the 353 gears or the 408s? I don't effing know, dude. I've put it in a website. It'll tell you what to do. Like
the good ones.
Yeah, go the ones you think are better. None of us are really that technical, and it's all about just having a good time with our friends and our the joy for us has been that our what we consider our friend group, which started off with just like the three of us and Casey going wheeling, has grown to a level now where we're like, okay, how are we going to fit everybody on this trip? and that's the joy for us, is that we've made friendships through the podcast, through this community, where we get the opportunity to hang out with
it
people.
is like thinking about SEMA. It's like, how are we going to get everybody into SEMA?
Yes. I was working on the media application, and you're right. I'm like, okay,
We got like 25 rigs.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
There's like 3 or 4
our media
people per-
production company consists of 48 people. We have Mark, the czar of Super Duties, and and we'll just make up a bunch of titles for everybody. But it's
We're communists now.
the czar. Yes,
the czar. That's why I threw that in there. It's the community. I feel like our community really is just a bunch of people that want to hang out and have a good time, whether you've been doing it for 50 years or you're just a newcomer. And I'm glad that has translated into your experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, when I went that first trail with you guys in Big Bear, I was deflating my tires with a ballpoint pen. And
Hey, it works.
Joey D came up and he gave me some recommendations as far as pressure, and then Elam came over and showed me how to use a deflator and let me borrow his. And the next time I came out, I was a little more prepared, knew a little more what was going on, was way more confident. I remember like my dad had asked Matt, because he came with us that day.
Yeah.
Like, was that, as far as up until that point in terms of technical off-roading, was that the most you guys have done? Or, in terms of vehicles you guys are driving now, or is that kind of easy? I don't know what your guys' experiences was prior to going on that trip.
I'll speak for what I've experienced wheeling with these guys. It's never been extremely technical or difficult. It's always been just a cool out and about, like out in the desert or out in the forest, whatever, but it's never been like, dude, I'm gonna mess up my truck today. And if it I mean, I don't think we've ever been in a situation like that. Like
I did at Cleghorn when I when we got lost in Cleghorn.
The trail was green.
The trail was green.
I don't think we've ever done stuff where it's like, dude, I don't know if my truck's gonna make it out of this trail.
I would say since starting the show, I really haven't. Prior to that, in some of my CJs and even the TJ, I pushed it a lot harder. But those were vehicles that were in the garage until I needed to go wheeling.
Yeah, and you towed them out, I think.
In a lot of cases, we would go to Agatia Wells or Parker or whatever. I would tow it behind the Dodge as long as I could drag it onto the trailer at the end of the weekend. That's all I cared about, right? It was paid off, and if it lit up in a ball of flames, I still could get to work in the morning. When I would say right around 2015, when I got rid of the full-size truck and went down to one vehicle and a company vehicle and now a daily driver, it's changed the way I wheel. I still have a hell of a good time, but I don't need to push it any farther than I do. I think, we've been talking about doing a Gold Mountain. That'll be a good challenge for us in our current vehicle situations. But I honestly believe that I can have a good time just being out on the trail with friends, having a challenge here and a challenge there without having to push my rig to a point where it may explode. Because again, I gotta drive it to work in the morning. And if I had a purpose-built vehicle that, I don't need it.
And even then, though, you're like, do I need to like destroy this thing? Like,
Well, look at Joey D. He's got the Megatron. It can do anything. He still comes out and goes wheeling with us because he likes to have fun, and it doesn't matter how big the obstacle is. It can still be fun. The Arizona trip, last year's winter expedition. You wouldn't know the winter expedition. There was a lot of.
I was there. I have the shirt.
There was a lot of trails on that trip that were pretty challenging. I mean, that we were like that.
I think you guys did the Vampire Mine, and then I did the next day the back way to the Desert Bar.
Yeah,
that was, as far as technically, that was the most technical trail I've. There's probably been obstacles that would fit on that trail, like things in LGE, up in Big Bear that we did, but that whole trail was like constant. Oh wow, I can kind of see something popping or breaking, maybe a ball joint or something. But anyhow, like it was still that was ideal. That was a lot of fun, and I think that's probably I'm fine with that trail right there. Like that's good enough. I don't feel that I have to. Can Gold Mountain, like, we'll see how that goes. But if there's something in the truck ain't going to make it, all right, guys, it's not a Gold Mountain truck. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys down in Johnson Valley or whatever.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Yeah, I do have to say, like, you guys definitely, as far as your route choices, you make it so that if people don't want to go a certain way, there's definitely bypasses and they can still hang out and be part of the group, which is, again, another thing I'm thankful for, because if I don't want to contemplate wrecking my truck, there's definitely options around it.
I call those Ford off ramps.
The Ford off ramp.
Hey, there's an upcoming Ford off ramp if you want.
And you brought up something earlier in the conversation about airing down, and then Joey D and Elam were helping you out. That's the other thing about our community. It's not just the three of us or the three of us in Casey or the three of us, and it's everybody. Like when we get out there, you feel like think about this last Mojave where
I was about to say this last trip we relied on a lot of you guys.
And we got
like you, Adam, Joey, like
we got split up. Everybody was taking care of everybody. We didn't worry about like if something happened. I mean. Nicole grenaded the back tire and Mark's under there doing most of the work, changing him. I mean, that's the community we have. That's the group we have. And I love that about that.
But there was like no problem. We're like, hey, Shai, can you lead the group, this segment? Like we just like everyone.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. We get bound up and make a U-turn or whatever, whoever happens to be in front. All right. That's it always, we are very, very, very fortunate that we have done, 10 significant sized events with anywhere from 8 to 30 vehicles. And every time we do it, there's new people that show up like yourself. And every time that new person shows up, they just add to the value of the group.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna split up. This is Shy. You just stay behind him, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Hey, this is Adam. Adam will take care of you. He knows where he's going.
Dave, Sexy Dave, and Joey D on the backside of that Arizona trail. You guys go. Scott found himself in a bind. You know what? Joey D and Dave stepped up and got him out. You know what I mean? As a group, that's what we do, and I love that about our group.
Like I said, how we get these guys into SEMA? Like,
yeah,
what are we gonna do?
I don't know if I can fit them all in my suitcase. Well, dude, I hope that we helped. I will reach out to Paul. That'll be the final decision on what's available, and then go from there. But when you're ready to do this, we're ready to help.
I'm ready. Just go ahead and whatever happens, let me know what Paul is available, and I can.
Well, I'll copy you. I'll copy you in the email so that you can see his response, and then I'll find out what's going on, and then get you updated, and hopefully get
pretty
you
exciting
a
stuff.
Set
dude.
of wheels soon. Yeah.
Yep.
If not, if those aren't available, I'll make a choice for you.
Sounds good.
26s.
31-inch Rodian HT, the highway tread. He was worried about miles per gallon. I'll get him some good miles per gallon on that highway tread.
What do you know about their new all-terrain? Have you heard anything about that?
They are working on it. So it's been in the works for a while. I don't know how much public knowledge there is. Are you talking about the current one or the new one?
So I had seen something somewhere. There was something called an ATX, but I can't find any info on it now.
Yeah, they did a good job over there.
In a forum
scrubbing the internet.
I'm not sure where you heard that term,
what you're talking about, dude,
or who said that to you.
It was on the Nexen website. It was up there for about a day, and then it went away.
Well, I think with all of the stuff going on in the world, that the production has been slowed and the release date has been pushed back. I think originally they had planned on having something ready for the end of this year. And then it got pushed back. I'm really excited about it. I really, the idea of an aggressive all-terrain, I think fits my wheeling and daily driving style really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's our daily driver, so.
Yeah. So if and when the ATX comes out, I'm definitely going to want to get some information and have Paul come on and talk about it. And who knows, maybe they'll have a prototype or a display of it at SEMA. We'll be able to see it. But the intent is that they're going to be bringing out, additional tires. They're constantly developing things. I do know they're working on a new all-terrain, and whether it's called the ATX or what, I don't know. But
you're not under an embargo, right?
No. I'm being legit. We wish,
bro. We can't even spell embargo.
Yeah, no one cares enough about what we say. No, but I mean, Casey and I have had conversations about it. He knows it's coming out. They're constantly doing development, and I think there's a good market for that in what we do. When you think about overlanders, they're not necessarily needing the aggressiveness of an all-terrain.
Yeah, you don't need the ultimate off-road tire when you're 95% of the time driving just
roads and trails.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good market for it, right? I think there's a good market for it, and I'm interested to see what they come up with. And obviously they're a sponsor of the show. I can't imagine it not being good. I know what kind of testing went into creating the MTX, and the MTX was 5 different tread patterns and 5 different compounds and all the things that they did to test that MTX before they put it out, and it's an amazing tire. They're going to put the same amount of effort and due diligence into the all-terrain or whatever the next version is, and I'll be ready for it.
So now, hypothetically speaking, say that comes
out.
out.
No hypotheticals on that.
If it was,
I already know it.
If it was available today,
should I wait?
If it was available today, I would tell you to get it, but it's not available today. So how much longer are you going to
Look,
torture
you're
Abby
driving a
and
Ford-
your father with this decision?
Exactly. You got to make that thing as close to Bigfoot as possible. You're driving a Ford, for God's sake. Paint it blue. Let's put a big Bigfoot sticker on the side. There you go. MTX.
We just call it the Yeti from now on, no longer Moby Dick or whatever you guys call it.
Oh, that's true. You could be Yeti.
Whale, yeah.
Sasquatch?
That's funny. All right, man. I will. I appreciate you coming on and dealing with us. I will send this off to Paul when we're done and copy you. And as soon as we know what availability looks like, we'll start planning.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
All right, man. You have a great night.
You as well. Thank you, guys.
Later, man.
Thanks, Mark.
Later.
Hey, are you looking to upgrade your PC, whether it be for gaming or for video production or whatever your needs are? Go to evga.com and check out their products. They make top-of-the-line graphics cards, power supplies, gaming keyboards, audio cards, cooling systems, accessories, cases, motherboards, you name it, they've got what you need to build a PC. They've stepped up and helped us build a really solid machine for the streaming that we've been doing on YouTube. And if it wasn't for these guys, we'd still be fumbling around trying to figure it out. Please support them. Go to evga.com. At checkout, use the code Trailchasers, and you can get up to 10% off anything you purchase. So go to evga.com, use the checkout code Trailchasers to get a discount. Thanks, EVGA.
You're listening to a 4x4 Radio Network podcast.
The Trailchasers podcast is a member of the 4x4 Radio Network. If you want more off-road shenanigans in your ear holes, go to 4x4radionetwork.com to hear episodes of the Jeep Talk Show, the 4x4 podcast, the Center Steer podcast, and On the Trail with Kevin and Scott.
Matt, Cody, how are you guys doing with your weight loss?
I am doing okay. If we take my weigh in from Tuesday, I'm probably down about 8-9 pounds.
So we're 2 weeks in, right?
Wow.
Are we 2 weeks in or 1 week in?
2. This is the second.
Damn,
this is the
dude.
second
Damn,
week.
it's 2 weeks already.
So,
Holy
but
shit.
so here's what I was saying is, so if you take my weigh in from Tuesday night, I was 215. I'm down to 2. Okay, so it's 7 pounds, 208.
Okay.
But I think that's inflated because the 208 was this morning at 6 o'clock when I woke up, and there's always like a 3 pound
Yeah.
difference between nighttime.
Isn't that crazy,
I know,
dude?
it's stupid.
Where's all the
It's- I
where did
know
all
it-
the weight go?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say I'm anxious, but when I weighed in here, it was 273. We did last week. I text you guys.
Yeah.
'Cause after
Yeah, you were
I didn't-
pretty.
yeah,
you were
killing it,
pretty.
bro.
Yeah.
I didn't weigh myself. I don't know if it was after the set. I think it was Wednesday morning that I was like, I don't know. I haven't been on a scale. And it was like, I didn't really want to look. I had made a concerted effort. Like I cut out soda. I mean, I did have like a couple sodas
Yeah.
or whatever in it. It was like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to completely commit and not eat or whatever.
Yeah.
But I made an effort. And then I got on that scale the next morning and I lost 8 pounds or 9 pounds,
9 pounds.
8.5 pounds or whatever. So I was at 264
Damn, dude.
as of that morning. So since I weighed myself this morning, I was at 262.
Damn.
So still,
Whoa.
but
You're 11
But again,
pounds.
as far as I don't know if my scale, I didn't weigh myself that same night.
Yeah.
For the initial, maybe there's a different, yours is more calibrated or whatever than the one I have at home. So, but I'll tell you, like, I feel a difference. I certainly like,
absolutely.
yeah. So, it's inspired me to keep going, and I just make smarter decisions. Like when it's lunchtime,
You showed up here today, so
so we're questioning my decision. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm down 6 pounds and I've been kind of plateaued at that 6. 1, because I've been eating like shit. And 2, but I have been exercising more. So that I think that's what's like kind of just plateaued. I have like the smallest willpower when it comes to food, dude. I gotta work on that.
Casey said last time he checked he was down 5, but that's
right.
with his mountain scale.
Yeah.
It's,
oh yeah,
There's less gravity up there.
Yeah, the air is thinner, gravity's weaker. Absolutely. It's like weighing yourself on the moon.
Perry, hope you're
hope you're
stay
okay,
safe,
Perry.
man.
Be safe. So I mean, I was down to 207 on so we were at Disneyland all week. So Tammy's birthday.
You got your steps in, huh?
Well, I was going to say.
Yeah, while he's eating cotton candy and
I
a
didn't
bunch of other
eat
shit.
a single carb.
Really?
Wow.
From Friday to I did not nothing. I willpowered the shit out of myself for that weekend. And so I was down to 207 on Monday morning and then back up to 208 on Tuesday. And I was like, what the hell? But it's going the right direction.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's never just a straight line. It's, like you said, you plateau for a couple days and, but I'm going to keep doing it and, see where we end up.
I'm not stopping eating. I'm just eating crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta stop eating the crappy food.
So while we're talking about Real Rigs Rattle, last week when we finished the show, there was an envelope waiting for us, and he sent us some patches. What we got there, Matt? We got patches, stickers, a nice little letter. He sent all that stuff to.
These. Thank you, sir.
We
also got some of these.
Yeah, the long skinny one. I like those ones.
You like the long skinny ones?
I do like the long skinnies. The long skinnies. Dude, I really appreciate that. He sent us some patches and stickers and stuff.
Cool.
And
thank you.
They'll at least one of those stickers will find its way up onto the wall here, the sticker wall behind us in the studio, so you can sit over my shoulder and watch what I'm doing. The sticker wall behind Jose, you can't really see it very well because of the angle of the camera. It is a catastrophe because my daughter and one of Matt's kids were in here one day and I had a whole stack of extra stickers.
Yeah.
And they were like, can we put these stickers up? I was like, yeah. So they're standing up on the chair, just smacking every.
I like this layout better.
Yeah, every sticker that they had, they just smacked on that wall somewhere. So that one looks like a 5 and a 9-year-old did it. But thank you very much for sending that, man. That's really cool. Really appreciate you listening to the show and being part of it and participating in the chat room every day.
He's in there every day. We don't,
or every
broadcast
time.
every day. Dude, I'm sorry. Had I known you were there, I'd have logged on at least to talk to you once a day. At least I could do.
Oh shit, we have 3 voicemails that do we want to do this real quick?
Let's get them out real quick.
Do it.
Oh, this one I do not think I'm going to like this one. We ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Trailchasers, it's Dave from Oregon. I am calling you from my new Wrangler 4xe.
Oh.
Got rid of the Ranger. Really can't go into the reasons why right now, but I don't have it anymore, and I needed something to replace it. Really liked the Wranglers, wanted to get back to one of them, and was just kind of intrigued by the electric hybrid, plug-in hybrid Wrangler. So anyway, so I'll give you guys a heads up and offer to talk to you a little bit more about it if you have questions or curious. I think, aside from the range of the electric only, this thing would be a pretty good off-road vehicle. The electric torque is 470 pound-feet of torque from the electric, and the 2.0 liter turbo is pretty good in the dirt. Anyway, if you want to connect up, let me know. Otherwise, usual love the show and look forward to hearing the next one. Thanks.
No.
Call him.
No.
Call him right now.
I do not want to talk to him.
I don't know who changes cars more, Cody or this guy.
Dave, lose my number. You just, and he says, I had to get rid of the Ranger. Don't want to go into the reasons why. No.
Wow. That's the best thing he did was not go into the reasons why.
Yeah. Doing you a favor, dude.
No. You're dead to me, sir. I don't think.
Dave, it's funny you mentioned that Jeep right now because, again, TFL Off-Road, they just did a video on this one too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they have a 4xe Rubicon, and they did a trail purely in electric. Man, you lose a lot of range when you're 4x4 just electric. I think the range is like 26 miles just fully charged on that thing. It's not a lot. It's a small battery.
26 miles?
Yeah, it's small, dude.
What's the goddamn point?
It's a hybrid.
Is it supposed to? Is it regenerative? Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's more of like a booster, right? Like a boost to the
Okay.
motor, but they only got like 3 miles out of the battery.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When they're off-roading.
Wow.
So Matt would get all of 100 yards the way Matt off-roads.
Yeah, man.
So this
Holy
this
cow.
brings up the question, like the fully electric,
Yes.
like
Rivians
Rivian
and the Bollinger
all
and
these cars
Atlas.
that are coming out, their range are 300 miles, but off-road, dude, if there's that much of a loss,
Wow.
if you're getting like an 80% loss, dude, 75% loss, like what is your range going to be?
Even if it's a 60% loss, that's
yeah.
100 miles.
But
Yeah.
that could be programming, inefficiencies in, as far as maybe they can set torque limits. Who knows? I mean, with the technology they have, that seems like a huge loss because they're not looking to program for four-wheeling. Maybe that's something that they could adjust. I would
Well,
think.
dude, it's a Rubicon. I think they programmed it for off-roading. Jeep did.
No, understood, but it's like new. I still think that that's something they could think about. That how grossly inefficient it becomes from 300-mile range to that.
No, the battery's only rated for 26 miles. Purely electric, it's only 26-mile range.
What? How are you
It's
getting
a hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
Oh! I thought it was 100%.
No, it's a
electric.
hybrid.
I see. Okay. My bad. I didn't hear that.
But think about that 300 miles on a fully electric.
Yeah.
Once you're up to speed, you're getting the benefit of momentum, and you're not using the same amount of electrical force to maintain speed.
Right. Here
you don't have that on trail.
Yeah, you're stop and go.
Yes, it's all torque to get up over the next obstacle. Wow, that's interesting.
It's a cool video. It's cool, and then they say it's weird because you get all the torque right away, so it's like instant torque
Yeah.
off with that electric motor.
Dude, our buddy at work is Tesla. You've been in it. When he puts his foot down, it puts you back in the seat.
It's not even the fast one,
No,
dude. I
no.
think it's fast as fuck.
Yeah, it puts you back in the seat. It is not afraid. Hey, it sounds like my car's done.
You're what?
Hey, Charles, it's Rick at Mercedes-Benz. Just calling to let you know that the car is done. Give me a call, 760-227.
I'm gonna call and be like, my car's done.
Thank you, sir.
Which car's done? Because I don't have a Mercedes.
You bought a Mercedes?
Yeah, no, I have no idea who that was. Here we go.
Yeah, I just left an Asian restaurant called Brodard, and I'm parked behind you right now. Man, you're driving like an asshole.
So the background there is on the back of the Ranger. I have a "How is my driving?" and I have this number on there, and that was my brother-in-law Ryan.
That's funny.
We went to dinner for my wife's birthday today. Ryan, the one who does the Trailchasers theme song, he thought it'd be funny to leave a voicemail, and
Andy's right. You do drive
You
like
do
an
drive
asshole.
like an
asshole. And so I saw that. I thought it was hilarious. I wanted to play it. So that's where we're at.
We do have a new review.
Oh, do we?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. This is from about a month ago, July 7th. Let's see. Betty White 17.
Okay.
Do we know that?
He's Instagram.
Oh, okay.
It's a white Toyota Tacoma, I think.
Okay. 5 stars. Absolutely hilarious. Was told about these guys like a week ago, and I've been binge listening to all their podcasts. I love the bantering and the arguing and the smack talking. Super funny and informative in quotation marks. Love the show. Hey, look at that.
I think that the fact that we're an off-road podcast is just a technicality. It's like we have to be in a category. It's like, why not just choose off-road at this point?
We could be about ping pong. Like, it'd still be the same podcast.
You're right.
Do you guys like ping pong? I've been telling Monty I want to get a ping pong table for the backyard for years, and she's so adamant against it. I don't get it. Where are we going to put it? It folds up, and it's on wheels. We can find a place for it. Oh, who's going to use it? We got 2 boys. They're going to use the
How
damn
do you
ping
hold
pong
your
table.
ping pong paddle?
You got to hold it like you're holding
Clamshell,
So I hold.
Yeah, that handle's just there.
I hold the handle up.
Oh wow! Oh,
Yeah.
that's like a pro move.
Is it? That's always just the way.
When I seen, dude, I played some ping pong back in the
Have
day.
you?
Yeah, and
for
if you went up,
fuck's sakes. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
If I saw somebody grabbing the paddle like that, I'd be like, oh shit.
We've got a weight loss challenge, and we're already getting enough shit about the other stuff we talk about. We're now going to dive into ping pong.
That just shows how diverse we can be.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll talk about anything. Jose, you ever jump rope?
Clearly, you're not as much of a jump roper as a ping
Asked if
ponger.
I didn't say I was very good at it.
Well, shit, we have, there was a couple of things we want to talk about. There's an article in 4Low Magazine we can talk about next week. We have, it looks like we're having a Mountain Hatch to come on next week to talk about their trailers.
That's what I want to talk. I wanted to talk about the trailer this week or last week.
Yeah.
We pushed it to this week, but now they're coming on next week. So.
Yep. Let's see. There was you and I had a conversation earlier about there was a couple other things I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, I mean this is not news anymore, but Toyota keeps releasing like little snippets on their of the new Tundra that's coming out. They keep releasing photos of it on their Instagram every couple weeks, and they released a picture of the suspension that's going to be on it because before it was just leaf springs in the back. So they switched to coils in the back now. So now them and Ram are the only trucks, except for the Ford Raptor R that's coming out or whatever, that have coils in the back. And I guess in that picture, there's if you zoom in, there's like a wire coming off the axle. So people are insinuating that it's going to have
Electric
rear locker. Yeah. So.
It could just be the ground. Like, they just, let's just run into the back axle,
Yeah, I mean, and then just a couple, I think it was today or yesterday, they released a photo of the interior. And whatever, it's a Tundra.
I would say it probably looks like
seats and a screen.
Did they include the super popular orange trim?
Yes.
No, they didn't.
Orange trim. If it ain't got the orange trim,
then it's not new.
Then you don't need it.
But that's pretty interesting. It'd be cool if the Tundra had a rear and front. Some are saying it has a front locker too because it's built off the same platform as the Land Cruiser, and the new Land Cruiser has front and rear lockers. So,
yeah, I'm so far I haven't seen anything about the Tundra that's overly compelling.
You know what? I think the hype. There's too much hype behind it, right? And then when it got revealed, I was like, okay. I mean, it's a new truck. It didn't blow my socks off. It ain't no Frontier,
Yeah. No, in all honesty, that's been the to me the most exciting new release.
I think the Frontier really took a lot of wind out of the sails of the Tundra because they haven't even released it. Really, They just keep teasing it. Shit or get off the pot,
Yeah, what are you, constipated, Toyota?
Yeah,
I mean, take some suppositories and get that shit out.
That's another manufacturer we'll never have on the show.
Gross.
I'd like to go back to the ping pong conversation.
Yeah. So handle up, dude. Handle up.
Man, that's crazy. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
it's like another level. I'd be
is
like,
it?
oh man,
I still suck, but I'm just saying.
This guy's gonna. Who knows where the ball's gonna be coming from?
He's upside down. So rooms are booked for SEMA.
All right.
Oh, so I'm taking the time off.
You
then.
should.
I'm going to put that time in tomorrow.
You should.
Hopefully I can get the time off.
So rooms are booked for SEMA at this point, and I'm excited about going. And
so what days are we going to be there?
So I am thinking, so the show is November 2nd through the 5th.
That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm thinking as much as I would like to be out there Monday, the night before, everybody's still getting set up. Everything's ready to go. I say we just drive out early Tuesday. We're there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we drive home Friday.
Yeah, because I don't think dude, I don't even think I could survive 3 or 4 days of Vegas.
That's a good idea. That sounds like my survival rate just increased.
I think you just maxed out my Vegas allotment.
I will tell you, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn for you guys because you're you guys. When you're at the SEMA show,
I don't feel like I'm me anymore. I think the real me was like 10 years ago.
I'm a shell of what I used to be.
Exactly.
When you're at the SEMA show that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're gonna walk 25 miles.
Yeah,
like you remember. You're like, I think I just walked 25 miles, and everybody's like, let's go party. No. I want to go sit in my room.
Like, let's order a pizza and go to sleep.
Yes.
So, looking for some means of motorized device.
Yeah, get a Segway.
You need some Heelys.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to die. I'd still want to make it home, but like a scooter or like when you go to the grocery store, those carts.
Yes.
Well, you know how tempted. I've already been tempted to take one of those things.
You have your Achilles wagon.
I have two. I do have my Achilles wagon. We could take turns scooting on it.
Ooh. How bad is that though? If I've honestly thought about using the grocery store,
that's really bad.
Because
bad,
look at me. Would anybody even question it? They'd be
that's
like,
like,
look at that poor guy.
You're like punching the ticket early, dude. You're just like, fuck it.
That guy just gave up. He just gave up. He's not even trying.
Just to go in and pick up a 12-pack and some ice. And I gotta use the cart, wheel it all the way out to my
and then the battery dies on the cart, and he's just sitting there in the aisle with the ice melting into his lap.
Bonds right there by your house?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna start going there. Just.
Oh, they got the fancy carts, dude. Yeah.
Well, I just want to be in there one day and like see you driving around, just picking up like a.
You wouldn't want to know what I put in that little tiny cart, dude. It'd be really sad.
I'm gonna stare at you. I'm just gonna shake my head and walk away, dude.
Oh,
I wouldn't even say anything if I ever saw you in that thing.
I don't need your judgmental looks, Jose.
You walk behind him and film it.
You know what he'd do? He'd get another one, and we'd probably race up and down the aisles.
We'd come in at opposite sides of the aisle and both in our carts, and we wouldn't say anything, dude.
Just wheel by
just
each
nod.
other.
Yeah, just nod as you drive by. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, SEMA will leave Tuesday morning and then drive out. Casey will probably meet us there because there's no point in him driving down here. By the time he got here, he'd already be there.
Yeah.
And then and then
Huh? How does that work out? We can't just he can't hitchhike to like the 15 at some point.
By the time he gets here, he'd already be there.
Yeah.
He's
the amount of time it would take him to drive from Big Bear to here.
Is that dude? Are you talking about Interstellar when he was?
Oh yeah, he met his daughter like and she was like 80 years
right?
old.
Remember that?
That's weird.
Don't
right?
do it. Don't do it, Casey. Whatever that is.
So anyways, if somebody wants to take these guys' place in SEMA, let me know. I'm taking applications.
So 2 spots just opened up.
2 spots just opened up for the ping pong jerks in their carts.
Ping pong jerks. I like it. Ping pong jerks.
Yeah, so that's the plan right now. So we got to get our shit together.
Yeah, do you have to fill out an application for media passes? Or?
I'm sending one in. Right. Yeah, I updated our media kit, and I'm going to send that in. We're covered either way.
Yeah,
but I'd prefer to get the media pass as opposed to
double coverage.
Yeah.
When in doubt. You know what I was going to say? Remember we were talking.
You don't do that because the first coverage will make a hole in the second coverage.
Then what? Then you end up in Laughlin? What?
Get the blowout. Get your Laughlin blowout.
I love how
if you're in Laughlin,
like a lot of dumb jokes from weeks back somehow still make it in.
Well, if you're in Laughlin, you're not using any coverage. So,
what kind of conventions they got that weekend in Laughlin? Oh man, dude, I was gonna make a point. Like, remember we were talking about the last time Off-Road Expo, and we're like, man, we should have like those shirts. You know, they almost look like mechanic shirts.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
button-up collared shirts with like cool patches, like we were part of a pit team or something. We should have those.
Jose and I designed some really badass mountain biking
Yeah.
jerseys, empty mountain bike jerseys, and you said you didn't like them.
You know, those are mountain bike jerseys.
They looked badass.
They look pretty badass, dude.
How much
They're just polo shirts.
time at work did that take you guys?
No, this was
prior to.
yeah, this is before either one of us worked in this place.
Okay.
You don't understand, dude. I don't get away. I don't walk away from my.
Yeah, no joke.
I don't.
I have to sit at my desk. Jose. And he turns around, come here. What do you think about this?
Jose, get over here. I got 2 orders of French fries for you from In-N-Out.
Today he comes over with a stack of paper. He's like, I need your help. And we literally together worked on the whiteboard to figure out the receipts, all of the different receipts and what we actually had to pay to. And, all right, what's that for? I don't know. Okay. And then at the end of it, we got it wrong. We had to do it again. So, yeah, that's our day.
Adam said if we need a fluffer at SEMA, he's our guy.
I'll even make eye contact.
Okay, so fluffer with eye contact is on the table. Who's got a better offer?
Yeah, dude, that's a pretty strong offer.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Adam at SEMA will probably be a
no. I'm not going to be responsible for that. I'm not going to be. I can't afford to raise his kid too. That's what I'm saying. All right, everybody. Well, that's enough shenanigans for the night. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for Mark for bringing the topic and hanging out with us for the night. And for all of you, thanks to Real Rigs Rattle for the swag and everybody else in the chat. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
I'm Presley, and thank you for listening. Thank you to Next Entire. Thank you to Icon. If you want to be on the show, call 951-394-DUKE. Thank you to Ryan Torino with all of the music.